Hi, welcome to my first episode of Ask Attila, where I will be looking at various things, technologies, products, devices, you name it, I'll be looking at it and giving my review on it. The first video, I'm going to be looking at the Redmi or My Note 10 Pro, which is this phone here. I actually bought it for my mom as a birthday present, but I thought, well, before I test it, oh, look who it is. Look who's come. Come on, Pixel. Right. Oh, wait. Go on. Come on. No. Come on. Off. Pixel. Off. Blimey. As I was saying, I bought the phone for my mum for her birthday, and I thought, well, you know what? Why not? Why not test it out and see what it's really like? And I've been genuinely surprised of how good the phone is. This is a mid-range phone, and when you think of a mid-range phone, you don't think of a flagship. You don't think of flagship features, and this phone really does push those boundaries. Um, for the price that you pay for, I mean, I got it on Amazon Prime Day, just under £200. For the price that you pay, it's you really get a good bang for your buck. It's a fantastic mid-range phone for what you get and what it gives and the features it provides. I think it's really good. It's great, and I'm going to go into more detail talking about it. So when you first look at the phone, I mean, it is quite big. It's 6.7 inches, which is quite large. It's got Gorilla Glass on the front and the back, and it feels like a really good quality phone. It doesn't feel plasticky, even though the edge around it is plastic. You don't feel like it is plastic. It is quite a feels premium. Feels premium. And just looking around the side of the phone, so at the bottom you've got your USB-C connection. You've got your external speaker and your mic. On the side, you've got the dual SIM slot thing that you can also have a micro SD card. Again, on the top, you've got an external speaker. I think it's another microphone. Infrared controller, which is great because you can control some infrared things such as your TV. And for the old schoolers, it's got the 3.5mm jack for your headphones. And as you come around, you've got your unlock and lock buttons, which is also your fingerprint reader, and then the volume up and down buttons. Also note that the phone comes from the factory with a screen protector, which is great because I always find those things quite fiddly. It is a plastic one, not the glass. The phone also comes with IP53, which you won't see on many mid-range phones, so you can get it wet and not worry, or have it in your pocket while you've gone out for a run. You don't have to worry too much about water damage. The screen itself is great because it's 120. Oh, she's back. Pixel, can I do one video without you taking the limelight? Go on. Okay. Don't know if you can see her, but so as I was saying, yeah, the phone itself has 120 gigahertz refresh rate, which is great. I mean, like I keep saying, and probably sounds like I'm repeating myself. For the price you're paying, getting 120 gigahertz refresh, it's really good because it feels really smooth when you're browsing, when you're scrolling. It feels smooth. I mean, along with the 240 touch response rate, it gives a great experience of a smooth experience when you're using the phone, whether you're whether you're scrolling, watching a video, or just flicking through your gallery. The camera ranges are well, it's 108 megapixel camera. For goodness sake, where are you going to get a megapixel of that range, of that high quality for that priced phone? I mean, 108 megapixel camera. That's really good. As well as the 108 megapixel camera, it's got 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. It has a 5 megapixel tele macro camera, so that's when you're taking your really up close shots, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Here are some pictures that I've taken using the camera. I've taken a picture of my lovely cat, and you can see the detail on the camera itself. It is really good quality. And the depth that the camera has, because of the high megapixel, it has a great range when you're zooming in and out of pictures. And it's the same for when you're taking the telemacro or just macro pictures. I mean, take a look at these examples of some objects I've taken. It lets you focus, and it's still, even though it's 5 megapixel macro camera, it's still giving you good quality, good image. It also gives you portrait mode, which is great because it blurs everything out around you. In fact, let me take a quick picture. It's got long exposure mode, so you can take pictures in the dark, have it exposed for long periods of time, and it can take really nice night pictures. The only downside is I have found it to be a little bit slow when you enable night mode. It takes about a second or two before it adjusts. Another feature that the phone has is the Pro Time Lapse feature. Now, if that's something you haven't used before, it's the ability to take lots of pictures over a long period of time, but in intervals. So it'll take a picture once every 10 seconds or 30 or 5 minutes, whatever you change the setting to be. So it's another feature that the phone has. As mentioned, the screen is about 6.7 inches. It has, oh bless you, it has 4.5 million to 1 contrast ratio. It's got 1200 nits for its peak brightness, and it's also got eye care display. One of the features that I found that help the battery life prolong more is the auto brightness. I mean, I think that's a feature that you get on most Android phones, but it does prolong the battery life. And the battery life is one of the great things that the phone has. It's got 5020 milliamp hours, which is compared to many other phones, it's quite large, and it does last you a long time. I mean, I was using it with the Wi-Fi on, with my data, with my Bluetooth turned on. Using it on Wi-Fi, watching the odd video here and there, and the battery lasted me roughly almost 2 days. With heavy usage, it was about a day and a half, but with just normal usage, it was 2 days. Which I use my normal day-to-day phone is a OnePlus 8 Pro, and that lasts me about a day, and I think that's great. But this lasted me 2 days. Whew. It was very good, and it really impressed me. Now, getting into the details about the processor, it has a Snapdragon 732G, which is a mid-range CPU processor, and it's ample enough to run your everyday apps, to play your games, and just pretty much process almost anything you throw at it. Hello again. Off you go. Come on. Shooting here. The phone I have, the version I have, which is the largest available, comes with 8 gigabytes and 128 gigabyte storage space. It also has 33-watt fast charging. I found that from zero charge, in 30 minutes, it would charge it up to 50%. So if you're on the rush and you have to go out, charging it for 30 minutes to get 50% would at least last you about a day. So, that's fine and it's more than enough. One of the annoying things I found was sometimes the launching of the apps were taking longer than usual. Just look at these apps that I'm launching. So Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, they would all take a little bit longer compared to my other phone that I use. But nevertheless, that's, we're talking a few seconds here. It's not going to impact your life. And for someone like that's not a heavy phone user, not myself, the phones was for my mum, is for my mum. She's not going to notice these things, but someone like me who uses the phone regularly every day, who uses some power apps, which takes a lot of processing, I have noticed these things. But for your average Joe, it's great. You're not going to notice it. Overall, the Redmi Note 10 Pro, it's a mouthful, is a wonderful phone, reasonably priced, and almost touching the boundaries of a flagship phone. I would definitely recommend it to my friends and my colleagues, and yeah, and I'm seriously considering of switching over to my next phone to a Redmi Note 2 Pro. Redmi Note 10 Pro, not 2 Pro. Honestly, it's not easy filming.